who's driving a Geo Tracker in 2024. Shout out to Tommy as Tommy. This video is long overdue. He picked up a 1998 Chevrolet Tracker last year, and his is even nicer than mine.
So it's Chevy branded instead of Geo. It was towed behind a motorhome for a majority of its life. It's showing 137,000 miles. But based on the condition, it's safe to say it was towed for many of those miles. Doors have no sag, no cracks on the dash.
My little Suzuki's a 92 with just over 100,000 miles, and I believe that it has 100,000 miles because of the condition of these seats. If this had 200,000 or 300,000 miles, this would be torn up. Just over 100,000 miles on this. No cracks on the dashboard. At the time I bought this, it was the nicest Geo Tracker Suzuki Sidekick within 500 miles of me. Bought it 2 years ago. Of course it's gonna have some patina, like the wiper arms have some rust on it. I'll go ahead and clean that up soon. And then if you're a fan of the tracker content on my channel, I will start reading this book right here for people who like to watch YouTube videos when they drink coffee. So this is a compilation of all kinds of tracker reviews, what the media said about these things. So I will start a series of this real soon. Why are you driving a little Suzuki when there are much nicer, much more luxurious vehicles you could buy in 2024? My favorite comment I get is from people 40 years old or older. The ones in their 40s, this might have been a hand-me-down vehicle. The ones in their 50s and above, maybe this is the first vehicle they bought brand new when they were like 8 to 12 grand new. And I love hearing them tell me that they drive something way nicer now, like a Mercedes, some sort of luxury car, an Audi, and they miss the Suzuki. It was a happier time in their life. And even though they drive something much nicer now, this is their favorite vehicle. That's what I like to hear. Tommy is Tommy. He has a Trans Am and a Suburban, and he's owned Jeeps, and he went back to a little Suzuki. Those are the stories I love to hear. I love to hear that from you guys. I love your stories about these things.
'Cause growing up is awfuler than all the awful things that ever were. I won't grow up, never grow up, not me.
Aren't there enough hours in the day when you have to be a grown-up? Introducing the Sidekick from Suzuki.
I'm a big fan of small cars, and my other small car is a 2015 Abarth 500. I bought that in 2018. My sister didn't have a kid yet at the time, but I told my sister whenever she has a kid, I'm gonna give this car to them. Her son was born 6 months ago, and the sad thing is I think this is gonna outlast my Abarth, even though this is a 92 and the Fiat's a 2015. So my girlfriend, she's shopping for a new car. She has a Buick Encore 1.4 turbo, still under warranty thankfully, and it's throwing a check engine light for the turbo. And you know, I'm pretty disappointed in that because I feel like every new car should last at least 10 years, and she's had this thing for 30,000 miles, just under 3 years. She has like 3 months of warranty left. And I told her, you know, take a look at the Santa Cruz since you're starting to like small trucks, the Hyundai Santa Cruz, and don't buy the turbo. There's a naturally aspirated 2.4 four-cylinder or a 2.4 turbo. I told her don't get the turbo. It seems like a lot of these modern turbo four-cylinders, they're not lasting very long. I think NA is the way to go. So this thing has 80 horsepower and 94 foot-pounds of torque. So I was watching Nathan from TFL talk about his Hyundai Santa Cruz, and he has the 2.4 naturally aspirated engine, and he's like, yeah, it only has 180 horsepower, it's not the turbo. Only 180 horsepower. I got 80. You got 100 more horsepower than me. But yeah, new vehicles are looking more and more disappointing. So yeah, I have a feeling this thing's still gonna be around in 16 years when my sister's kid could finally drive, and I'm gonna give this to him if there's still gasoline around. I have a feeling this is gonna outlive my 2015 Abarth.
For those of you who are wondering, this vehicle is not the full-powered, heavy-duty, turbocharged one. Nope. This one has the 4-cylinder with no turbocharger, and I did that on purpose. So it puts out, 190 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque. Look, that's not a lot, but it's enough to get it around, and it moves just fine, especially if I don't have it loaded with stuff, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Headed to work now. This car makes every drive to work a lot of fun. Only a couple of miles away. Got my food at 7-Eleven. I'm a total noob at towing, so I took off at night to avoid traffic, give myself plenty of room. Here's my Geo Tracker being flat towed by my van. Getting some food right now. That's the tricky part, knowing where you could go and have room to maneuver